Let us get a few things clear with this diagram. Action creates sanskar. Sanskar creates habits. Yes? Actions generate sanskars in your mind. Sanskars create your habits. What is a habit? It's nothing but a collection of sanskars. And then habits go to form your character, and that character further motivates you towards actions. So this is a cycle, how action develops character. Please see this closely. So now few things are clear to you कि हमारे संस्कारों को कौन क्रिएट करता है? हम खुद ही क्रिएट करते हैं, है ना? Through our actions. Who creates our habits? You know, nowadays in psychology they say something like habit cues. There are certain triggers which make you go into a habit. But the starting point of a habit is you yourself. The tendency of your mind, the mental impression in your mind is the cause for your habits. That goes to create your character, and that motivates you further and further towards action. Once you have created mental impressions, it is very difficult for you to change them or go back on them. That is why be careful about the mental impressions you create through your actions. इसका मतलब क्या है? If you get into wrong ways of thinking, living, just in order to escape some bad mood, just in order to escape your depression, if you get addicted to, today you call it drug addiction, substance abuse, isn't it all this? Then what happens is, in your own mind, you will be creating grooves which are dangerous. Actually creating grooves in your mind means what? It translates into neural pathways into your brain. The grooves which you create through your habits in your mind, that is practically becoming the neural pathway created in your brain. Today's science of neurophysiology has studied this phenomenon. इसका मतलब है आप ही create कर रहे हो, आपका brain कैसे काम करेगा? You are creating it. If you have created good positive grooving in your mind, it will result in positive neural pathways in your brain. Once you have created that neural pathway, your energy will tend to flow through that pathway only. समझ में आ रहा है? This is the science of neuroscience, I'm telling you, simply put. And if you have created negative pathways, your energy will try to flow only in those negative pathways. This is what makes you repeat the habit again. Habit itself means something which is fixed. So once you create the neural pathway, it is difficult to change it, but not impossible. This is the great science of neuroplasticity. Neuroscience में ये सब important concepts है. I am diluting it as much as possible for you to grasp it. Neuroplasticity is the art of changing brain connections, neural pathways at any point of time through your habits, through your sanskars, through the thought activity in your mind. You can change it, but it's difficult. Once you have created a solid neural pathway in some particular way, through your actions, through your thoughts, through your emotions, it is difficult to change it. But you can change it at any point of time. That's why they say the brain is plastic. And the whole art of doing this is what is called neurosculpting. इसका मतलब है you actually sculpture your brain. You actually sculpture your mind through your thoughts, emotions, through your actions. इसलिए we have to be careful. You see, today how our educational system is geared, only towards understanding objects, the objective world. That's very good. Because your senses are wide open, they are seeing the objective world, you must try to understand it. But you must also understand the subject, how this mechanism is functioning, isn't it? If you don't know how this mechanism is functioning, no matter what you get from outside, it will not be enough. If you know how this mechanism is functioning, you can handle every objective realm very well. Whether it's your job, whether it's your family, whether it's your interpersonal relationships, whether it's your career, whether it's the opportunities that come into your life, you can handle them very well. If you have some knowledge of how this functions, the body-mind mechanism, how the brain functions. So you see, everything, the etching of your brain is through your thoughts, through your mental activities and your physical activities. And that is why you must pay attention to this. Are you getting the point? That is the purpose of studying this diagram. How action develops character. So you see, your character is in your own hands. It will motivate you further and further towards actions. And that's why good people go on getting better. Bad people may go on getting worse for a certain period of time until they change gear. They change their ways. You can change. It's not that nobody is hopeless. You can change, but it is difficult. So create the right habits. यही idea है. Now I will give you some ideas on sanskar from our Patanjali Yoga Sutras, क्योंकि this is the most important part. They must be telling you in your homes, isn't it? Parents, at least grandparents must be telling you, अच्छे संस्कार होने चाहिए, इसलिए ये पढ़ो, ये करो, ऐसा काम करो, ये सब बोलते हैं ना. क्यों कहते हैं? क्योंकि they know the heart of the whole matter is your sanskars. That is going to decide how your life is going to go. प्रेडिक्ट कर सकते हैं. एक बच्चे के संस्कार देख के आप प्रेडिक्ट कर सकते हो किस तरफ जाएगा उसका मन. So they are trying to create that. You know, when we were children, I studied in a convent, and there the nuns used to insist that every day we put down in one diary which was kept for that purpose what we did for others. Every day we had to write at least 2-3 points. I helped this person in this way, or I did this today, I helped my mother in doing this. We had to write it down. Why? They were training us in this. They were showing us through your action you can change your sanskars. They were creating these good habits in us. And that's why in order to put those things in the diary, we used to go and help also. So you see, ये सब important होता है. अगर छोटे छोटे ये सब काम करो ना, ठीक कर लो अपने ही मन में कि ये करना ज़रूरी है, anxiety, depression, negativities will not come into your life. It's so easy. And if this socially oriented will is not there, the basic motivation to do good is not there, life is only for my pleasure, for my progress, for my ego, then well, you are actually massacring your life. इतनी छोटी बात है, but through psychology you can understand it so well. Now you see, with the ordinary life that we lead, you can create a whole lot of sanskars, which I am going to explain to you through yogic terms also, so that a little yoga also you are able to digest. You see, these are all the types of sanskars you can create through your actions. What are they? First of all, klesha sanskars, or what are called impulses. Rag, dvesh, bhay, asmita, all avidya. 5 klesh sanskars are there. ये योग सूत्र की भाषा है. इसका मतलब क्या है? राग तो आपको पता होगा. Attachment is called rag. गुस्सा करना नहीं, attachment. Dvesh is hatred. Bhay is fear. Asmita is ego, I sense. And avidya is ignorance. Now you see, through our activities, through our thinking, we can create this set of sanskars which are called kleshas. They are of the nature of impulses, which means what? They are strong drives in your mind. Once you create them consciously, they will go and lodge themselves in the subconscious mind and push you towards actions from there. ऐसे संस्कार हैं ये, नेगेटिव टाइप ऑफ संस्कार हैं. समझ में आ रहा है? ये सब देखिए, कुछ पॉजिटिविटी है इसमें. फर्स्ट ग्रुप क्लेश संस्कार, they are impulses. Impulses are dangerous unless you know how to control them. So this is the first group. The second is what is called vasana or bhog sanskar. They produce effective experiences of life: pleasure, pain, joy, happiness, sorrow, misery, anxiety, and sometimes you're just exuberant. All of this come under vasana. This is the second group of sanskars, your life experiences. The third group is vidya sanskars. These are due to your cognitive experiences. They are called pratyas, which means due to your thinking, understanding faculty. What you are studying, your mathematics, your physics, whatever subject you are doing, they are all creating vidya sanskars in your mind. ये सब अच्छे हैं. You see, the last 3 are not so sinister. They are going to help you build your life. Then there is this nirodha sanskar, which actually restrains vritti. It's a concept in yoga. And then there is a prajna sanskar, which produces intuition in you. So through your everyday activity, you can create any of these. है ना? सुख दुख सब मिलके हम एक संस्कारों का bundle create करते हैं. These are all the types of sanskars you can create on an everyday basis. You are generating in your mind. This much you should know. Then, how exactly the sanskar is going to generate character for you, we will go into this slide. Before that, I want to point out to one thing. See, habits, how are you going to change your habits? This is something you should know. क्योंकि जब हम कर्मयोग करते हैं, I told you, karma leads to sanskar, sanskar leads to habits, habits lead to your character. Isn't it? This is the cycle you saw here. Right? Now, habit changing is a big problem for our young people. How do I make a habit and how can I unmake it? How do I create it? How can I uncreate it? Sometimes we make wrong habits and then we have to work at changing them. Hai na? And good habits, we know they are going to help us. So how do we create habits? The thing is, a habit is only created if you repeat your actions. Isn't it? एक ही चीज को अगर बार बार करो, then the grooving occurs. So a habit can be changed if by replacement techniques. Which means what? You don't repeat a thing. Good things only are to be repeated. Now you have to pay attention to your studies because next week is the exam. So the habit of sitting long time with sustained attention applied to your books. This must be the habit. If I study for 10 minutes, then I need 15 minutes of entertainment, then again 10 minutes of study. This is a bad habit. How can I overcome it? Suppose it has come into my experience. Next, I will not repeat it. I will so fix my will that my mind does not turn towards anything else during my hours of study. अगर आप repeat करते रहो, the habit goes on getting stronger. The way to change a habit is replacement. You replace it with better habits. They say habits can't be removed, but they can be replaced. इसका मतलब है you bring in something which will help you to study further. Drink a cup of coffee, that is better, rather than turning to something else. You see, mind has limited cognitive capacity. You must apply it to one thing at a time and sustain that application. You understand, for long periods of time. This is to be practiced. If you turn your attention to other things, well, you create the wrong habit. You understand, this is the cause for failure. So coffee can be a trigger, a cue for developing the good habit, isn't it? You sit on a comfortable chair with your laptop in front of you, that is a good habit. अगर पढ़ाई में मन नहीं लग रहा हो, if you have all these accessories close to you, which will help you study, the habit will grow. The good habit will grow. You understand? So habits you can create them, you can uncreate them. Create the right habits right now. Your sleeping hours, your waking hours, they must be programmed for success, not for failure. If the mind is so over anxious or full of fear or depressed occasionally that I need this and that entertainment in order to pep up my mind, you have got into the wrong mode of habits. The way to change this is, as I told you, the positive habit cues are to be collected. You know, there's a loop of habit. The loop has this. First of all, habit cues should be kept close to you. Then, this is all modern psychology, what I'm telling you. And then a craving for the goal to be achieved is to be created. Yes, right? And then a response, reward and response mechanism is to be created. Which means what? If I have my immediate goal is to do very well in the upcoming assignment next week, then what will I do? I will promise myself a period of rest after the test. If I work well now, a kind of reward mechanism you are giving yourself. I will be able to do what I like after this period. So then the mind will obey you. The mind will sit there. You understand? Otherwise it can become very restless at some point of time. So try to understand there are ways of developing good habits. And if you are able to develop habits which will keep you focused on your goals, then your success is guaranteed. If you develop the wrong habits, enormous energy is wasted. And you have to collect it again, bring it into a particular sort of pathway, and then only you will get success. See, here I would like to point out to a phenomenon called incentive salience. Have you heard of it? Incentive salience is a big concept today. It is actually an analysis of what is called craving, want, and why we have irrational wants, which will lead us nowhere. Still we have it. Isn't it true? See the relevance of all this in your own life. ये कोई theory नहीं मैं जो बोल रही हूँ. It is everyday life you are facing it. What is the cause for irrational wanting? See, let me explain this phenomenon of incentive salience because it is important for you. This is all modern psychology. But this is deeply rooted in a very strong yogic idea which I will come to at the end. देखिए salient का मतलब क्या है? आप बोल सकते हो what is salient feature of something? Now what is the salient feature of Delhi? That it is the capital of India. Salience means what sets something apart from everything else. The characteristic feature of something is its salient feature. है ना? So now saliency detection, it is actually a key attentional mechanism and a learning process today, by which what do? You see, it helps you focus your limited cognitive and perceptual capacities on a subset of available sensory data. It helps you focus. When you are able to remove the salient feature of something, it helps you learn that thing better, isn't it? So it's a key learning mechanism. Now in this incentive salience, what is happening is, it's a strange mechanism of our mind. It's a cognitive process actually, which makes you want something more and more whether you like it or not. And usually the want motivates you towards an already rewarding object. I will give you examples to help you understand this. It's an analysis of craving, as I told you. Usually what are the things which you crave for, which you want? Things which have given you happiness in the past, isn't it? Something you enjoyed in the past, that your mind will start craving for another experience of it. But this incentive salience is such a irrational desire, it creates such an irrational desire, whether you have experienced joy or not, whether it is good for you or not, whether you like it or not, a kind of restless acquisition remains in your mind, wanting it, craving for it, without any experience of it. This is called incentive salience. It is actually due to the neurotransmitter dopamine. That is supposed to be the psychology behind it. Even without an experience, just due to dopamine release, you can suffer incentive salience, and it's a totally irrational process. You see, technically it is defined as cue-triggered decision utility is greater than remembered utility. Which means what? Cue-triggered. You may find a few cues that triggers a decision to acquire something beyond what your memory directs you to get. So it is just an irrational craving which you can't get rid of sometimes. ये होता है ना कभी कभी? Let me give you an example. Maybe you are passing through your IIT bakery shop. I don't know if you have a bakery shop here. Or fruit juice stall is there. So if you are passing through that during lunch time, you already had your lunch, but there will be a craving to experience something more. You are studying something, you went to a web page, advertisements popped up. Naturally your finger will go towards, let me see what this product is about. Incentive salience. There is this strange situation when you can want something more and more while even liking it less and less. This is a kind of aberration of the human mind. And the solution to this they have not yet found, but the solution is wonderfully given in the Bhagavad Gita. Can you imagine? This very same concept has been put very beautifully in the Bhagavad Gita. Do shlok hai, I will just tell it here, recite it here, try to catch the solution. See, in the conversation between Krishna and Arjun in the Bhagavad Gita, at one point he says, Dhyayato vishayan pumsa sanghasteshopajayate. As you go on thinking of objects, sense objects, you develop a sort of attachment towards them. You see, just thinking, vritti creation, makes you feel attached after some time. Whether you like it or not, whether you have experienced it or not, you see, incentive salience, you start getting attached. Sanghat sanjayate kama. That attachment creates desire. Kamat krodho bhijayate. From this desire, not that you will always get it. Maybe there's no money in your pocket to buy juice or cake or whatever. So then anger comes. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. From anger comes a sort of delusion, a kind of moha. And sammohat smriti vibhramaha. this makes you forget what is in your memory. You see, remembrance utility is compromised. This is incentive salience. Samoha smriti vibhramaha smritir bhramshat buddhi nasho. If you forget all the good things stored in your memory, if your memory no longer directs you, what will it lead to? Buddhi nasho. Smritir bhramshat buddhi nasho. It results in nash of your intellect, destruction of your intellect. Buddhi nashat pranashyati. That is the moral death of the person. If your intellect no longer directs you towards what you should do, you are totally under the grip of some negative emotion, some kind of craving, some kind of compulsion, some unconscious force, then it can result in a moral death. You will go and do the wrong thing. This is how, you see, compulsively you can be led towards a very wrong action. You are wanting, craving something more and more, which is not good for you at all, maybe. So, what is the starting point of this? Dhyayato vishayan pumsa. Isn't it? It led to buddhi nashat pranashyati. The starting point is, you started thinking too much of something which was not required. You paid too much attention to something which was not required for your experience. You get the point? You literally meditated on something which is of no use to you. That is why I say directed thinking, directed attention, directed towards definite goals, goal orientation, first condition for success. If this is not there, you can never be a leader. Hoga to hoga, nahi hoga to bhi chalega. Such people cannot be leaders anywhere. If I don't achieve it, who will achieve it? The path will become clear if you do this. And remember these psychological points which I am giving you. Just paying attention to something which is of no consequence to your life will generate an attachment towards it. That is the cause for incentive salience. And it leads to, finally, the moral death of the person. So that is why I say become aware of the great goals of your life and assert that awareness. I take my life into my hands. I am in charge of this instrument and I will direct it towards my purposes. Don't allow all these unconscious forces to remove you from this. This is one thing which you have to understand. Let me give you one understanding here. The practical utility of this psychology is, it brings you into a condition where you know you are reliable. You know, this confidence which is required for leadership skills comes from this. If you develop this form of self-control, which means what? My awareness decides which way my life will go, which way my faculties will move. When I understand this, what happens is I learn to rely upon myself. Kisi bhi situation mein, I know I will take the right decision. I know my will go towards my goals. It will not get bifurcated. It will not go away from my goals. समझ में आ रहा है? Then when you find yourself reliable, you will develop confidence. है ना? If you find yourself unreliable in any, can you develop confidence? Can you have confidence? Only idiots have confidence in such situations. अंदर कुछ भी नहीं है, फिर भी they are acting very confident. It is only your reliability and your clarity which gives you confidence. Please see this. 100% reliability. In any situation, I will only act according to my principles and ideals. This only comes if you have paid attention to this system, how it works, and directed your attention towards what really matters to you. Don't get carried away. अब advertising agencies, इनका काम ही है to carry you away, to buy their products. Isn't it? Anywhere, it's like a marketing tactics all these are. But you must be focused, you must be alert and aware, and you must take your life into your hands. You are perfectly capable of it. You see, the secret of success lies in directing your will, keeping the will in your hands. My will is not compromised for something silly in life. Then you will be successful anywhere. Now let me go into one concept which is very important. Too much of psychology I am giving you in this session, but that's why I am interspersing it with stories. क्योंकि ये psychology एक बार आप पकड़ लोगे ना, आपको your whole life it will help you. So you know in any situation why my mind is working like this, what steps I should take. You see, the sanskars which you have generated as a result of your actions, what happens? The fructification of a sanskar is an important concept for you to understand, so that you understand impulses se kya hota hai, how it directs my action. To understand this, see, this diagram is very simple, although it looks complicated there on the slide. Once you have, through your actions, you have generated sanskars in your mind, they get lodged in your memory. Once they get lodged in your memory, आपके अंदर भी एक memory bank है ना? In fact, most of your thoughts are memories. So, when your memory is filled with these sanskars, according to your sanskars will be your impulses. It generates your impulses. There can be, impulse may not even be the right term here, but why I am giving you this is, suppose there are negative sanskars in the mind, then usually impulses come out, which means you are only half aware of them. You understand? If there are too many negative sanskars and they impel you towards action, this is always the sequence: memory, impulse and action. Memory is sanskars lodged in your mind, they create impulses for you and goad you towards particular actions. Now the way to overcome this cycle, again those actions will create further sanskars, है ना? Let me give you an example, तभी आपको पता चलेगा. Let's take the simple example of cigarette smoking. Maybe you have that habit, you want to overcome that habit. अब क्या हो रहा है, एक बार आपने सिगरेट पी लिया तो एक संस्कार क्रिएट हो गया. That will make you want to smoke a cigarette again and again. The slightest cues, you saw a man smoking or the smell of nicotine and immediately you want to hold a cigarette. Or you saw an advertisement and you want to, although the statutory warning is always there, still incentive salience, the craving will be there to smoke a cigarette. Now you see, because in your memory the sanskars have become lodged of cigarette smoking. Whether you like it or not, uchit ho ya na ho us jagah pe, still you will want to do it. Now that impulsively you will hold a cigarette and light it. It pushes you towards the action. Doing this again and again creates, this is a cycle again, you see, will create the sanskar, again the whole thing keeps getting repeated. Now the way to break this habit, stop this, is you must be able to delink memory and impulse. You can delink. How do you delink memory and impulse? इसका मतलब है अगर आपके मन में भी आए एक desire, the impulse should not come. I must be able to stop there. It's just another thought. The impulse should not get generated. How is this possible? This is only possible if you have replaced cigarette with something else which is more attractive to you. You understand? It can be some soft drink which you took as a replacement for the habit of smoking. It can be some particular food. It can be your study material which you like more. It can be your laptop. It can be anything which you use as a substitute for the cigarette. Whenever you feel the urge to smoke, no, rather do that. Rather see some good thing on your mobile. Hear a good YouTube talk. But that is the way to replace these things. I told you habits can be replaced. That is the way to overcome them. Sanskars can be replaced. So you can delink memory and impulse if you create enough good sanskars in your mind. Even if the memory of the cigarette comes to your mind, the impulse will not come. The two have got, you have broken the cycle. And this will naturally create another stop between the impulse and the action. So when the impulse is not coming, the action will not take place. A time gap has been created. So you have enough time to think of the harmful effects of cigarette smoking. You understand? Impulsive behavior would have gone by this. इसीलिए create the good sanskars in your mind. The heart of this is this much only. कि good habits, good sanskars in your mind. देखिए, another common example which many in IIT have asked me is inability to get up early in the morning. Is this true? With all of you? Maybe you work till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, some even till 3 o'clock I heard. And then you are not able to get up early in the morning. But all of us keep telling you it's very good to get up early, to bed early, to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. Now what to do? How to develop this habit of getting up early? क्या होता है, many times if you maybe at 12 o'clock you decided I will get up at 5 o'clock and you set your alarm and you went to sleep. At 5 o'clock, as soon as the alarm rang, this is what you did. You see what is given in the slide. You threw the alarm or put it and went back to sleep. Now यहाँ क्या हो रहा है, देखिए जल्दी उठने के संस्कार है नहीं मन में, so the memory of sleeping pushes you towards the action. Here it's actually inaction. It is going back to sleep. The memory impulse action generated as a result of lack of sanskars of getting up early push you towards sleep alone. So then how to change this situation? I will force myself to get up early for a week through the alarm, and I will create at that time an atmosphere, an ambience which I will like. Maybe you go out on a walk, you can do something in the playground, you can take good exercise, you can do yoga, you can go into very good reading at that time, thoda yog kar liya ya thoda prayer kiya. How many things you can do? Once you get a taste for these things, you have created enough sanskars to break this cycle. You understand? Once you get a taste for these things, so then this memory impulse action cycle will get broken. So when your alarm rings after a week, naturally you will get up, not with anger. You understand? You can break this cycle. This is what I am trying to tell you. This is how the fructification of a sanskar takes place, and you can change anything you want to change in your life. You can delink memory and impulse. You can stop an action, a wrong action. At any point of time you can do this. So please understand, a little work on ourselves is required. सिर्फ ऑब्जेक्टिव नॉलेज होने से नहीं होता है, थोड़ा सब्जेक्टिव नॉलेज भी चाहिए. दिस इज सब्जेक्टिव नॉलेज, isn't it? How to change yourself. This is what it is telling you. You know, earlier in schools and all that, it was mandatory to teach children, even we as children had moral science classes, to teach children the importance of developing good sanskars. आपको शायद ये स्टोरी पता है, गांधी जी के लाइफ में ये आती है. The school inspector was going around Gandhi's school. You remember, he was a small boy at that time, and the teacher, to impress the inspector, gave them a dictation of English words, and one spelling Gandhiji had written wrong. And the teacher was telling him, see your neighbor and write the right spelling, because he only wanted to show the inspector how well the class is doing. And Gandhiji did not move. The little boy refused to lie, to tell an untruth. देखिए, उसी उम्र से ऐसे संस्कार थे, इसलिए later on he was the greatest advocate of satya, ahimsa, all these great values of life. उसी उम्र से the sanskar creation was towards truth, towards honesty, complete integrity. This is the thing, this is what I am trying to tell you. संस्कारों को generate किया जा सकता है, specifically target towards creating the right stuff in your mind, so that your actions are always reliable, you find yourself always confident. This is a possibility in your life.